children anytime because you know that I actually started going to church when I was in Crowd or all, because you have seen my Sabbath school teacher here. My private school classmates, Professor Otiso and the rest are here. So I'm one of those people who don't need a court order to prove that I went to school. You know, when we started messing up with the education system in our country, the day you see people going to court for a judge to confirm that they went to school, you know we have a problem. Because how can you have been in a school where there's no one who claims you as a classmate, you don't have a teacher, you don't have any people, you have to wait for the judges to tell us that you actually went to school, and so on. And you don't need a judge to tell us that you went to school because you must have a classmate like I do here, and so on. So, wonderful people, many of you, some of you I grew up with in the village. We have been together since the days we were learning how to wear shoes properly and how to wear our shorts properly and so on. I've known some of you, we have known each other for a very long time. So I thank you, my sister, Representative Hulda. Thank you so much for your friendship, for your support, and thank you, wonderful people, for your love and the commitment and everything I've seen here tonight. I saw Professor MATIANG'I. Oh yeah, there he is. Thank you so much for your advice, and all of you wonderful people. Pastor, thank you so much. I needed to say something earlier, but then I discovered you were in the room, so I need to be also careful about the things I say here. Because I was going to say that I've met a lot of people here, including my boyfriends and Hollywood and girlfriends, then I feared the girlfriend be. But Pastor, it means girls who are my friends. The other way out. The English has a problem, because he was speaking Israel would say, wapenzi, wale wasichana ambao tulikuwa marafiki, lakini now English doesn't have that. So Pastor, you don't have a problem, and you know, by the way, because I'm going back home after this trip, I don't want to go back to the doghouse, because there is someone who might lock me in the doghouse that will clarify that bit about girlfriends. But anyway, Pastor, you will not think the church board, there are girls who are my friends, and so on. So, thank you so much, wonderful people. So, because we are meeting tonight, just to have a meal and get to say hi to each other, I will not be long, and I will not speak much, because I know we have tomorrow. But allow me to start here. And Steve, this will be partly answering your questions. I have been debating a lot recently, and then you people will need to understand this. I know you will, but if I speak to you very politely and slowly about this, I know you will begin to understand this. Many of you, especially those that have said grew up with me in my village, know that we grew up from humble beginnings. We were raised by parents who were poor materially, but they were very rich in faith, in love, and their determination and focus on what is right in society. And for the entire time that I have served the public service for 10 years as a minister, for which I thank the Lord. I didn't have anything special. I didn't have to be the one appointed. It's just by the grace of God that I got the opportunity. Every single day, for which I thank God and for which I'm happy, was an experience of humility and very humbling. And every time, and then recently when I started doing this, I've been telling my friends, I don't know whether people know how emotional and how humbling public service can be. Let me give you 2 examples. I acted briefly at the Ministry of Lands, and the minister stepped aside. every day, I would come into the office and you see, how people are suffering and so on. You see crowds of people in areas on the ground floor. So I decided that I would tell my peers and the other people to create a small office for me, so that on Wednesday, on the ground floor, instead of asking one and other people to come up, to create a small office for me on the ground floor where I could meet those people who had urgent problems that they thought needed to solve. I didn't use the office for long, for this simple reason. I discovered that it was going to become a health issue to me, because it was going to be, you can emotionally, sometimes you hear things, you go home, you can't even sleep. Because you see, when a widow walks to you and tells you that she has lost her land to people because of fraud involving even public officials, and this poor widow cries before you, and she even tells you that, by the way, even the remains of my husband are on that piece of land, and now they have taken it away and so on. So you are solving those kinds of problems, and every time I came across that, I would get into that situation all the time. Even if you have a heart of stone, those things break you. One time we used to have a problem at one of our landed streets in the Rift Valley. So I decided, as I used to, because I believe that work must be done. Like I used to tell people, education is not delivered at Jogo House. Jogo House, where we have files and papers. Education happens in the schools where our children and our teachers are. So a good part of my week would be spent in schools. And I would wake up without preamble or introduction and turn up at a school. And that's how I discovered the challenges and tried to solve the challenges with the teachers, the parents, and the students. Finally, one morning, two journalists from the local vernacular station, KSIFM, after a public meeting, accosted me